Okay, so getting your estate planning done has probably been on your to-do list for quite some time now, and I understand. It's not a pleasurable topic, it's an added expense, and just something that maybe keeps getting put on the back burner. So let's talk about some helpful tips to help you find the right estate planning attorney for you. I'm Darcel Lobo. I own Dow Law Firm in Normandy Park, Washington, which is 15, 20 minutes south of the Seattle area. I've been an estate planning attorney for going on 17 years now, helping individuals, helping families, provide for their financial future, protect their assets, protect their kids and loved ones and families. So let's talk about estate planning and finding the right attorney for you. Let's first start with what your goals are. What are you trying to accomplish with your estate plan? Maybe some of you want to avoid probate. Maybe you have minor children you want to protect. Maybe you're thinking about planning for incapacity if that were to happen. Or maybe you don't even know. You know you need an estate plan, but you don't quite know what the goals and objectives are. That's okay, because you may not know what you don't know. And that's why you start with a consultation with an attorney to kind of talk about what you want, what that looks like, and they will help you figure out the goals and objectives and how to get there. So we first need to find you an estate planning attorney. And what does that look like? Well, a lot of times people will start with asking friends or family, someone that you know, like, and trust, to ask them for a recommendation, for a referral. So a lot of times clients will start there. Then also, you're looking online, right? You're looking for estate planning attorneys in your town, in your neighborhood, somewhere nearby to you. So you're going to be looking online, looking on Google, looking at their website, seeing what information they have on their website. What do their photos look like? Do they look like somebody you might want to work with? Do they look like they're somebody who's friendly and relatable and someone that you would feel comfortable sharing information with, right? Look at their reviews. What do their reviews say about them? If they have reviews online on Google, looking at those, see what people have to say. One note about that is that when it comes to not just an attorney or a professional, really anything, I don't know, when it comes to looking for someone that has all 5-star perfect reviews, that isn't necessarily what you need. And know that anybody can go online and write a review, whether or not they were a client or not, right? And so I think the threshold, you want them to have at least maybe like a 4.4 on their review out of 5. So a 4.4, 4.5, anywhere up to a 5. I think somewhere in that range would be pretty good. As far as what kind of rating or reviews you're looking for when you're looking for an attorney, if you don't otherwise know them, right? If you're just looking online, you don't know where to start, and you're looking for an attorney, that's kind of the range that I would look for when looking for an attorney, or really any kind of professional service provider. I'd be looking somewhere in that range as far as reviews. Also, what's their experience? How long have they been doing estate planning? Is that their primary focus? Do they do a little bit of all different types of law? How long have they been practicing for? These are all different factors when looking at their experience. And so this information should be on their website. I think most state bar associations have an online directory that provides information about the attorney and if there's been any kind of discipline history against them. And so you can look there as well. If you're in Washington State, our bar association is the Washington State Bar Association, WSBA.org. You can go on there, go to the directory, type in the attorney's name that you're considering and seeing what the state bar has on them. And again, if there is any kind of discipline history, that will be there. Hopefully there is no discipline history on that attorney that you're looking for. And then when you're looking for an attorney and you're looking online, if you don't have a relationship, if you don't have someone that referred them to you, just remember that this is someone that you're going to be meeting for the first time. For a lot of you, it might be the first time you ever even met with an attorney at all. And you're discussing your assets with them. Someone who's a total stranger, right? You're telling them, this is what real estate I own. This is how much I have in the bank. This is how much my assets are worth. This is how much my retirement is worth. You're telling them all these things. So you want it to be someone that you're comfortable with talking those different things about, having those sensitive and confidential conversations, right? You want someone that you feel comfortable sharing that information with. And then also, I find value if again, an attorney or any provider is providing information out there for you to make an informed decision. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, do they write articles? Do they write blogs? Do they have any kind of PDF guide that kind of walks you through those options? Do they make videos? Do they have a podcast? Like, what information are they putting out? Because for a lot of my new clients in my consultations, like, they want information. Like, they don't know if they want a will or a trust. Why would they want one or the other? Do they need power of attorneys? What's in a directive? Like, they have all these questions. And so if the attorney is answering those questions already for you so you can make an informed decision, that's going to help you in that process. And to make getting your estate plan done a little bit easier, I think having the information really empowers you to make those decisions. And I think that's one thing that I will say a lot of my clients have liked about me, and what has brought them to me is that I write for a local blog. If you're local, then in the Burien area, we have the B-Town blog. I write for them twice a month. On my own website, I have a blog that I write twice a month. I have a lot of information on my website. I do have a free PDF guide that has information about estate planning. I am transparent about my fees. I have my pricing on my website. I make these videos. And so that way, when the new clients come to me, they already kind of have gotten to know me and what I offer and what I do and how I can help them. And I think that helps kind of humanize me as a lawyer. Like, yes, I'm a lawyer, but I'm also, a mom. I have 2 teenagers of my own. I have my own estate plan in place, and so it makes it a little bit less scary or overwhelming to know a little bit about the attorney that you're reaching out to, more so than just this is where they went to law school and this is where they went to college and they graduated cum laude. Like, though all those things are great, and not to take away from those accolades, but also like just to get to know kind of who they are. And even like I feel like in video like this, you can kind of hear me talk, see my mannerisms, and kind of decide like, okay, would she be the right attorney for me? And for some people, maybe I'm not the right attorney, and that's okay also, right? And so helping you decide who you want to work with, who you want to have that relationship with as a client, attorney relationship, and who you're going to trust to do your estate plan. So, all right, next point is their approach. Like, you don't want an attorney, at least I don't think you want an attorney, and I wouldn't want an attorney who's going to be really salesy and really pushy. I'd want to be comfortable speaking with them about what's going on and what my concerns are. I wouldn't want to feel rushed during the consultation. Are they trying to push some kind of sales pitch on me or upsell me? Are they trying to do all these extra add-ons? Like, you want to know what your options are and what the decisions are. And so we go over that. But it's your choice. You decide what you want to do and what you don't want to do. For some clients, a will package is a great package. For some clients, the trust option is a better package. There's pros and cons. We go over that and you make that informed decision. I'm not making that for you. I'm not trying to push you into one or the other. Now, each case can be different. There can be a reason that you want to go with one or the other. And so I will let you know that and suggest that to you. But again, it's your decision at the end of the day. And you don't want an attorney who's trying to push you into one or the other just because one might have a higher fee, right? And so you want to, again, it comes down just to your comfortability with that attorney, and how they engage with you, and if you feel like you trust them and trust their judgment. And I think this also takes us to another point is like the fee, right? And knowing the fee structure. Are they working on your estate plan on a flat fee? Are they doing it hourly, right? And so for all of my estate plans at my office, I guess with a few exceptions, but generally speaking, we do these on a flat fee. The ones that I don't do flat fees are the ones where I don't know how much work it's going to be. And that's usually when someone has an estate plan that they're bringing to me that they want me to review and update. I don't know if your will is going to be 6 pages long or if you have a 40-page long trust, right? And so for those cases, sometimes it is going to be hourly because I just don't know how much work there's going to be. But if you're coming to me for an estate plan from scratch, where we're doing a new estate plan for you, it's going to be a flat fee. And so you want to know that with the attorney that you're talking to about your estate plan is, what is it going to cost? Do they offer flat fees? Because it's a flat fee, you don't have to worry about the clock running, right? So if you're a flat fee with my office, if you call and have a question, you send me an email with a question, I'm not billing you for that. It's just the flat fee for my estate plan. If you have questions, you ask me, I'll answer them for you. You're not being billed for it. Now, if it's hourly, you are being billed for those things. And so for my hourly clients, I am billing for those communications and for the emails and phone calls and things like that. So if you want certainty of what it's going to cost you, you want an attorney who's going to offer a flat fee for your estate plan. Also, what is included in the fee? Like besides that fee, are you going to need to pay for anything else? Like for instance, if you do a trust package, if you own real estate, one of the things we have to do is title the real estate into your trust. And besides paying the legal fee for me to do that plan for you, you also have to pay the county the recording fee. You want to know all of that up front. So you want to know, what is my plan going to cost? Do I have any county recording fees? If we're doing an LLC for you in your estate plan, what is the LLC registration fees? You want to know what is it going to cost you all in. And so with a flat fee, you're going to know what that is. Again, we put our pricing on our website. They are starting prices or ranges, so you have an idea of what to expect. During the actual consultation, I'll be able to quote for you exactly what the fee will be, and then you can decide if that works for you or not. But the pricing guide that we provide gives you an idea of what the numbers are going to look like. Just know that I understand the concern about fees. I truly do. I know that getting your estate plan done is an added expense, and there are options to do it for cheaper. Sometimes, a lot of times, the cheapest option ends up being the more expensive option later. I have done many a will, many a trust where we have had to essentially scrap it and start over because it was not done properly. So there are a lot of forms online. You could Google right now. You can ask ChatGPT to draft you a will, and it'll probably draft you a will, right? But again, you don't know what you don't know. We're talking about your estate. We're talking about your real estate. We're talking about the assets that you worked so hard to build and acquire during your lifetime. We're talking about protecting your spouse, your children, your families, or whoever we're providing for. We want to make sure it's done right. And along those same lines, the cheapest attorney may or may not be the right fit for you. So again, aside from just your estate plan, this is someone that you're going to be working with, and again, divulging just really personal information. So you want someone that you're comfortable working with, and if that means it might cost more, that can be an added expense. And again, I understand that, but just know that sometimes you're getting what you pay for. And if we're talking about your estate plan, just really consider the value that the attorney is going to bring to you and to your estate plan and to your family. So keeping those things in mind, but again, being fully aware that estate planning is not cheap, and it is an expense. So, all right. Continuing on, communication. And I think a lot of these topics that I'm bringing up really kind of overlap with each other. I think this also comes back to the attorney you're looking for, but your communication with them, right? And so being able to have those conversations and talk with them and feel like you're being heard, feel like you're being understood, that they're taking their time with you. Now, every time you call their office, they may not be available, right? They have busy schedules. I have a busy schedule, right? And so between meetings and signings and hearings and court and all the things that come with being an attorney, especially if the attorney owns the law firm as I do, we can't always be available to answer the phone. But if you email me, I will respond to you. If you call and I need to call back, I will give you a call back. And when we are in communication, when we're talking, if you're in my office, like you have my undivided attention. We're talking and I'm taking notes on what you're saying and what the plan is. And so you want someone that you feel comfortable to talk about your estate with, to talk about your family. Because sometimes clients come in and they end up telling me a lot about their families or spouses or falling out that they may have had with someone that they're close to, right? And so they're very personal things that Maybe you haven't told a lot of other people, and that you're having to tell this attorney that you don't know and you've never met before, right? And so you want someone that you can communicate with, and that you have a comfortability there, and that you feel respected, and that they are there to help you and support you in achieving what your goals are with your estate plan. You want to be comfortable to talk with them and have those conversations. Can we talk about the number one mistake to avoid when it comes to your estate plan? The number one mistake that I see is continuing to put it off and to wait until later, to think that you don't need to get your estate plan done now, to think that it can wait until later. Not all estate plans have to be complicated. They can be very simple and straightforward depending on what it is that you want. But too many times, we are faced with looking at a probate where there wasn't a will, or the will never got signed, and, where these things got put off. And so if you are in that boat where you have been putting it off, you've been delaying, I understand that. It's very important for you to get your estate plan done for everyone. If you're over the age of 18, you need an estate plan. Again, it can be simple. It doesn't need to be complex. Your will doesn't need to be 25 pages long. Okay? Please don't keep waiting. We want to get your estate plan done when you don't need it. That's the right time to get your estate plan done. If you wait until it's needed, it's probably too late to get the estate plan done, right? If you don't have competency, there's been some kind of, injury or illness, and you need someone to make decisions for you. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to find yourself in the middle of a guardianship because you didn't do a simple power of attorney. You don't want your estate going through a probate without a will, because it's probably not going to reflect what you want. If you don't have an estate plan, the state of Washington has one for you, and it may not be what you want. So please, let 2026 be the year that you get your estate plan done. Check that off your box. Check that off of your to-do list. On our website, I'll have it down below, I have our PDF guide that kind of goes over estate planning with our office and the 5-step process to get your estate plan done. I want to make it as easy as possible for you. I understand how difficult it can be again, so I want to make it as simple. There are some decisions that you're going to have to make, but I'm here to help you and guide you through making those decisions and getting that done. So again, make this the year that you get your estate plan done. Whether it's my office, whether it's another attorney's office, or if you're not in Washington State and you're somewhere else, find yourself an attorney, get your estate plan done. If this is helpful for you, if you like information about estate planning, you're not sure, you're trying to make decisions, I have so many videos on this page, I think over 100, about wills and trusts and power of attorneys, and talk about some real estate stuff and LLCs and all things related to estate planning, probate, and real estate. So make sure you stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.